About 12 years ago, I started questioning our food. The veil was lifted and I became heavily aware of how poisonous our food was here in America.
Breathe you in as I spin you back around. You have my heart that no one else has found. But it's been on my mind that the sun in the sky is holding fast but keeping time.
I was a 21-year-old mom of two, and having kids brought a daunting amount of awareness to what we were eating. Store-bought milk was the first thing I quit buying many years ago. My research and devotion to locally sourced and homegrown food has only increased since.
So rest your mind and listen to me.
So as a young dad, I didn't prioritize my health at all whatsoever. I was working 2 jobs, going to school, and I was having constant issues with anxiety and bad issues with my stomach. Around that same time, Brianna started diving really deep into health and wellness and gardening too. And I pretty quickly got on board after that. We were buying a lot of health food from the grocery store, and the more research we did, we just realized that really wasn't going to cut it in terms of getting us the healthiest food possible.
We're taking you with us today to the farm where we get our milk every week. We're going to learn a little bit more about raw A2 milk and its benefits. We believe that knowing your farmer is just as important as knowing your doctor.
So the milk cows are out there. They're excited because they are recently on pasture. So we put them on grass a few days ago. So they're loving that.
Where were they before?
Well, on hay through the winter. The grass is ready. Then they're on hay all the time.
Oh, so you have to wait till the grass is up and popping for them to go
right.
out? Oh, I didn't know that.
Otherwise, they'll just tear it out and the roots will come out. But now we're going to rotational graze them. That's more regenerative for the ground. And then you're rotating. You're not just letting them tear up all of it.
Yeah.
You know, they get this area and that gets fertilized and then they move on. But yeah, as far as raw milk goes, there's so much you can talk about.
I know.
I think it just kind of spirals into, like, we started out wanting to know where our food came from. So we started raising chickens, and then we added pigs. Then we added cows for beef. And then, you know, you're growing your garden, and then you just keep wanting more.
Yeah.
And then you're like...
And you learn more.
I mean...
Just like the grass alone.
We got to have raw milk. So
yeah.
Then you get a milk cow, then you get 2.
And not all milk is created equal. Like you go to the store and it's pasteurized and there's like really not a whole lot of nutrients to it, but you get
pretty much dead milk.
Yeah. And then all of this lush green grass and they're getting like vitamin A and all of the nutrients so that when they eat it, like we get it and how.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's how God intended. It's straight from the source.
Yep.
It's not messed with. It's not... Even with flour, they take out the nutrients and then they add in synthetic things back in.
And they bleach
like they're
it
adding in vitamins into the milk, but they're not original. They're not what was there.
Right.
The nutritional value.
And now you're making your own ice cream with your milk and butter and everything.
Right. The health benefits from raw milk. I feel like it should just be called real milk because that's what it is. But cows, they're both Jerseys. They're both A2, which is the protein in the milk, the most digestible. So actually a lot of people with like lactose intolerances can have that milk, which is incredible.
Yeah.
We have had several people, a lot of experiences that have been, like it did not irritate them. One exciting one was when we were having this barn built. The crew that was here was like super allergic to milk, but some of the guys were like so excited. They're like, "You have a milk cow, can we try it?" So I brought out some milk to them, and one of the guys was like, "I'm not touching it. Like I'm so allergic to it, I won't even be able to be out here." And his son said, "I am too, but I really want to try it." So he tried it, and the rest of the day while he was working, he seemed fine. And they had a Christmas party that night, so we texted him, like, "Is your son okay?"
Yeah.
And he didn't have any issue. And he was, like, so allergic to milk. There's A1, and then there's A2.
Okay.
So the A2 is just the most digestible.
And you said that's a Jersey.
Yep, they're both Jerseys.
And only Jerseys are A2?
No. Nope. Actually, I think any cow can be. So even some of the beef cows could be, which we're not going to milk a beef cow. I think Jerseys have a higher percentage of being A2.
Okay.
But there's plenty of Jerseys that aren't.
How do you know if your cow's A2 or not?
You can get a test.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I ordered this great big pile of horse manure. We're gonna throw some of that on the raised beds today. I've already spread some of it out around some of the planting that we already did. This manure has been aged for 3 years. You really don't wanna throw fresh manure on there because it can burn the roots and ruin your crop. This has been aged for plenty of time, and we're gonna get it in the bed today and get our zucchini planted.
At the end of the day, food is more than fuel. It's a connection to the land, to the animals, and to the people who care for them. When we started sourcing our milk directly from the farm, it wasn't just about taste or quality, though, let's be honest, you can definitely taste the difference. It was about trust. It was about looking our farmer in the eye, knowing their name, knowing how they care for their animals, and realizing that the choices we make at the table shape the health and future of our family. We've come to learn that the closer we are to the source, the clearer everything becomes. The process, the purpose, and the peace of mind. There's something incredibly grounding about picking your own produce, shaking the hand that milks the cow, or planting seeds that become your dinner. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. You have the power to choose. Choose to know where your food comes from.